Hello everybody, this is my slime garden and I'm Asakedia, your favorite lazy kitten. Meow meow. What is slime garden? Have you ever seen this game before? Well, you should have if you follow my channel because I did stream around 4 months ago for the first time ever. But from that time, I do not have the save file anymore. What do? Get an egg from the shop, hatch a slime from an egg, feed and raise your slimes to make them stronger, personalize your slime, and breed your slime to get the perfect stats and look. Find more secrets in game. That's all they give you for the garden aspect of a tutorial. You start off the garden completely empty with a single egg in the middle, and once you hatch that egg, huzzah, you got your first slime. Let me try doing that. You can see this little egg, right? I can tap it multiple times to crack it open or wait out a little bit. I will wait out this time so I can speak and give food to my other two slimes for a bit. I'm broke, by the way, I only have 200 gold. And in this game, you get gold very fast. Well, if you're good at it. And I have obtained a lot of stuff already. You know why? Because I have 50 hours on Steam. Let me check the exact time. 52. Yeah, here we go. We have a yellow slime. And it has an umbrella. All slimes have an umbrella when it's raining. The weather is rainy right now. And once we click on the slime, you can see a couple of stuff. First of all, the name is always slime. You can name the slimes as you wish. You can see they have different kind of stats. Defense, fly, speed, power and stamina. And when you hover over it, it will tell you what it does for the island expeditions. The actual game mode where you play with that said slime, if you want to. And each stat has their own grading system. It goes from the lowest being D, like here, goes up to C, B, A, and after A, we get S rank. Maybe you know this kind of progression system and the way this looks like from a similar game called Sonic Adventure 2. They had the Chao Garden. It's the most well-known version of the Chao Garden. However, in Sonic Adventure, the first one, Chao Garden was present as well. So, you have S rank, right? Fun fact, you can go beyond S rank. That is for you to figure out. So, with this slime you have multiple stuff. First of all, a newly hatched slime will always have the purebred status here on the left corner. This shows this slime was either born freshly from an egg that you purchased or obtained, or it has been bred by two parents that also have the purebred status. You can change these stats, you can modify them, and if you do so, they will lose the purebred status, and all their offspring will also not have that status with them. As you can see, you have a couple of different options here. You can pet the slimes as often as you'd like. Sometimes, when they seek attention, they will ask you for some head pats. You can sell the slimes, or if you don't wanna, you can click that lock button to make it unable to sell the slime. Even if you wanna sell, you have to click again to sell. So they will have that failsafe here, if you don't wanna accidentally sell them. You can check their stats, add more details in that sense. Each slime has a different size as well. They have a body color, a two-tone color of a two-tone slime, and the dingus color. The dingus is that little dot at the top of the head. And the shiny color if they're shining as well. There's also an alignment, as you can see here, going from left to right, red to white. We'll talk about that soon. And here on the left side, all the grades, the stats. with detail, the base stats. 10 is the lowest base stat and 20 is the highest base stat. And according to those numbers, the grade will be given in letters. Since this is close to 10, this is obviously D rank, the lowest one. You can have slimes to send to your box and retrieve it back. And now the slime is back. I can give items. Oh, I did not want to drop something like that. I didn't know what I clicked. We have different items that we can give, like food here that we store up, or other cosmetics, which I might have lost. Anyway, I will try to increase the fly stat. There's a mystery core that you can obtain. It's a bit expensive to get that. Mystery core randomizes your slime's fly grade. I click it twice and now it changed to A rank. It's a randomized stat change, and as you can see here, the purebred status is gone. This is how you can have the artificially upgraded modified slimes. And the fly grade will also change here. What I did here, accidentally gave the little dot above their head to a star. It changed to a star. That's what I just saw. Anyway, we haven't checked our equipment. You start off the game with slash and sword beam for every single slime until you go to the shop and buy new weapons. And I will showcase you how it looks like with the beginner weapons and stats and all of that. Level 1, and we will go into battle soon. You can always have a friend slot, a friend slime that goes along, tags along your journey. Let me add my beautiful slime, my favorite slime. We can have decoration for hat, face, ear, tail, a pattern, and miscellaneous. For now, I'll leave it be, as basic as possible, and jump into action right away. If you click on this balloon here, or at the bottom left corner, the map, you can see which slime is active on the slot. You can go change the equipment as well. And this is the island expedition here. This is the main game mode, the basic game mode. We go here right away. It takes a while to load sometimes, so be patient. The first island that you jump into is always the tutorial island. Meanwhile, you can also see what you can do. You can move with these controls here. Some beautiful, beautiful names up here. Bread. I love bread. Bread is cool. Jump and dodge. You can double jump. Dodging gives you invincibility. You can dodge mid-air as well. And attack with 1, 2, 3. I can also have this ranged weapon. This is my secondary weapon, as you can see here. You can try to chain them like this. And also your Q, your ult. This is the missile barrage. The ult that you start off with. Okay. When you start off, you only have a single cannon. No, 2 cannons, I think, was it? Either 1 or 2, because I have now 4 different options to choose where I want to go for the specific buffs that you can obtain. As you can see, the category of set buffs are shown with these icons, but I'll go to the question mark. Okay, the first objective is to eliminate 14 enemies here. You can jump here, be careful. There are certain slimes... Oh, I got hit already, huh? Be careful of the hammer bros. I can use my attack. Despite me being level 1, I somehow have higher stats for no reason. Probably because of my upgrades. So once you complete an island like this, you have the option to pick between 2 or 3. Was it? I think it was 2, starting off with 2 buffs that you can pick. If you upgrade your totem in the main area, you can purchase an upgrade where it gives you multiple options, and I have maxed it out, which is why I have 5 options. I will start with the cooldown reduction, 10% lower. And now I will always have 4 options, obviously because of my change. If you press pause, you can always see how many power-ups you got, which power-ups you got, so you don't have to memorize them. You can pause the game anytime. Let's see how the shop looks like. Now, there are different damage over time effects, and I will grab the one with the highest multiplier here. Let me go with ice. I tried to make it something that beginners can watch and hopefully put it in a video at a later time. But I do have to use up a lot of time because having to download the entire game, the entire video after the stream is up, because I'm stupid enough to not record at the same time as streaming. You know how it is. The VTubers scoffed us. So we're going one by one. The range ones are amazing. In this game, range is your friend, because if you get close, you're in danger. But this one ended because it was a survive quest. That was a survival challenge, and I just have to wait out for the timer to run out and not die. So, right off the bat, I got a very important buff here, the dash cooldown. Reduces the time before you can use the dash again, and the buffs can go up to the legendary status, multiplying the effect by 4. And if you get the cooldown here, the dash cooldown with the legendary status once, you can dash many times back to back. Now, let me go here. The next island is the boss island. Let's see. Currently, in this game, there are 2 types of bosses. This is the first boss. Careful. I haven't used my normal attack, but I'll show you what happens if I spam my dash button. Because of the dash cooldown being so low, I can dash almost seamlessly as I wish to. Because the dash cooldown is almost maxed. I think 50% cooldown reduction for dash is the maximum. And with the legendary one you already get 50. Okay, as you can see here, the boss is frozen. That is thanks to our ice stat, the ice damage over time effect that I grabbed earlier. Now, these rewards here are for your friend slime. They can give you auras or a friend guard. This time I will pick the friend guard. You will see what changes with your friend slime. It has a shield around itself, and if you look at the left side with my defense stat, it's at 4000 right now. If I'm inside this bubble, it will be doubled to 8000. So there's that. Very simple. But it is difficult to utilize that. Once you finish up the boss fight, you enter a shop. On the left side you have special food, like mango, increasing power, pear, increasing speed. You feed the slimes with that, and that way you can increase their levels for each of their stats as you wish. Meanwhile, we also have two special foods items here, the Dark Hero Essence and the Hero Essence. What they do, you will be told later, once we get further in the game now. On the right side in the miscellaneous, for me, I only have the choices between a pastel egg and a golf egg. The difference between the two is this pastel egg gives you a lighter color palette and the golf egg gives a darker color palette. Beyond that, there's not much any differences between the regular egg. It's only visual changes. And every minute the shop refreshes as well. So long you have money, you can buy their stuff. However, when you start out, you will have other items, accessories in the miscellaneous category here. I bought them all out already, and that is why I only have the options between pastel and golf eggs. So I can always skip them if I don't wanna. Now then, let's go on with crit rate 10%. One tip I can give you is getting your crit rate up, because that is the highest possible damage multiplier that you can get for yourself, and for the long term for your runs. If you prioritize crit rate above most others, you will usually have a better time. So now you have two cannons after clearing the final boss of that area. You move on to the reward area here, as we got with the shop. After that you have to decide the left cannon or the right cannon. The left cannon goes up to the next stage, and the right cannon goes up by +5 stages above. And I have purchased a couple of upgrades, so it doesn't do +5 stages, it goes +65. I'll show you at the top left corner. And now I jumped up to island number 71. Otherwise, I would have been to island 6 or 11. One of them. I forgot. I can't count. Don't blame me. And each island that you go up, the enemies will have higher stats, of course. Attack and defense. And as you can see here, I don't one-shot them like I did in the first island group. It takes me a bit longer. So let's use our ultimate, see what happens. Nice, we killed a little bit of them. The kill counter at the top left corner is at 43. So we have to make sure to delete all of them. Ah, I got hit. So use the ultimate because it filled up the gauge here. Careful. I don't recommend you to force yourself to go at a higher level when you start off, because the basic attack, the close range one, is the worst thing that you can have. So there's a special thing that you can do that will increase your survivability. First of all, in a choice like this, the mana sap is very good, increases your mana gain by 1%. Mana is the stat that increases your ultimate meter. So every hit you get plus 1% charge of your mana. And if you're trying to get to the highest island level possible, as far as you can go, I recommend you to seek out the shop every single time, even if you don't need to buy an item of set category. Right now, I will prioritize range upgrades. and you'll see why later on. I'll go with range and the friend slime here with that icon. Beyond the shop, the second best choice for you is capture. The third best choice is survive. Exterminate, like the one I have right now, is possibly the worst option that you can get, because you have to get rid of all the slimes before you can continue with the next stage. At later stages, it will be considerably difficult to beat like 100 slimes, 160 slimes even, without dying. You can also attack mid-air. I also forgot that I have multiple dodges. Another fun fact here in this map here, when you go up multiple times, if you spam your jump button, you can go up this way to catch a breather if you want and need. I'll show you how it looks like if you use your ultimate up here at a safe spot, right? And having ranged attacks is very important because you don't easily get hit. But if I have to get close, you see what happens, right? And it takes a while for me to delete these enemy slimes. And there we go. Now then, this here, the cheer on, is the best one that you can get for your friend slime. It has a ring. Within that ring, you gain plus 10% attack, defense, speed and range. And the fun fact is, you can stack them. You can stack them up as far as you want and can. Good luck trying how far you can get. My record is around times 3.2, I believe. So yeah. And now, we have a legendary one here, the Swift Daggers. It's amazing. Reduces the cooldown by 20%, times 4, 100% cooldown reduction technically. But you never have 0 cooldown. You can't do that with this weapon, for example. But we can get very close to that. However, it also reduces our range considerably. For now, I will take it just to showcase the cooldown differences. And our range is reduced massively. Now then, the boss fight, right? Now this is the second boss fight that you can find. It's the one that I absolutely despise. You have to dodge these attacks and then you have a window of attack. However, once the lasers are gone, this boy shoots up this little balls of doom, because if you get close and you don't know what you're doing, you can get surprise one shot from that boy at higher levels. Because if I'm getting close to it, I can get hit by their cannon shots. Right now it's only spamming the lasers, and I have no trouble avoiding them. If you're getting overwhelmed, just do small little movements. It's easy to dodge them if you don't panic. As you can see here, I will try to do as little movements as possible to showcase how easy it is. I can touch this boy without any harm. I still didn't get damaged. Just tiny movements. It's that easy to avoid this attack. The main difficulty is the cannon shots that it does. Like, it got hit. My slime got hit earlier and lost HP. I start attacking him now, as we see. I froze him in place. I tried to spam my attacks to see or showcase the cooldown reduction that we have gained. Supposedly 100% cooldown reduction. It obviously has sped up our attacks massively, right? The difference is, I still cannot spam my attacks non-stop. And here we go, we're finally done. Now, close combat upgrades. My favorite one, Relentless Strikes. Increase the melee strike count before long cooldown happens. So your combo, melee combo, increased by 1. So I have a 4-hit combo now, instead. Obviously I'll skip this shop here and check what we have. I will go with crit rate again, we have 50% now. Obviously I'll go with the big cannons to have more of a challenge and quicker scaling of the levels. And as you can see here, at island 141 I already have to fight more than 100 slimes. Let me use my ultimate to see what happens. Okay, now be careful. I try to attack as fast as I can, and you see what happens. If I even spam my dodge button and my attacks, you see how efficient it genuinely is with this close combat. We have a very low dash cooldown, therefore we should be able to dodge easily, but no, we died. Why? Because we're trying to do close combat with I don't know how many slimes spamming their attacks, so we died. What happens when you die? All the gold that you obtained during the run... Ow, that's a bit loud. All the gold that you obtained during your run will be added to your account here, in your regular area. And you have a quest boat here. Every 500 slimes that you defeat, you get 200 coins as a reward. That was this beautiful slime reaching the 100th island. It can receive a beautiful little icon, a trophy, as it seems here. Island Expeditioner, you know, a beautiful trophy for reaching island 100. Congratulations. So, do not use slash and salt beam. Anyway, what I'll do with the slime is to sell it. Bye bye. I don't need your slime. Bye. And now, here, the expedition totem. I'll show you here. At the bottom left corner, it's a very new buff. It's the cannon count. I maxed it out, as you can see here, +4 cannons. It just says +4. I suppose you start off with a single cannon. You have to make a decision between cannon 1 or 2. And you can upgrade it twice or 3 times, and that's how you get a beautiful, beautiful choice, like I did. As well as the rewards here on the right side, I maxed it out at 5 rewards after every completion. For the island expeditions, at the top 4 are regular stat buffs. They are kind of pricey. Everything here is pricey, especially the cannon. That's the most priciest one that you can get here. The thing is, I have them at 5%. Each upgrade gives you 1% up. It starts off with 10,000, goes up to 20, 30, 40 and so on. For the cannon, the upgrade is probably the same scaling, probably a lot more, I'm not sure. I would suggest you don't really look at the expedition totem here, because the shop here is more important to you for the early game. Once you obtain some gold, some cash, you can go to the miscellaneous corner and you will find cosmetics as well as weapons. I bought them all out, so I only have the regular mystery eggs that I can purchase if I want to. On the left side you have foods like pearl. The pearls increase your slime's stats for the type of stat point it allocates to, like this one is defense. However, the food that we saw in the expedition cannot be compared to this pearl. This is a cheap 10, right? It's a very tiny one. The food that you can get during expedition is an incredible boost. It levels up your stats massively, very quickly. And apples, if you run out of apples early game, your tree isn't leveled up, you can buy them here. Rice ball, we all love some onigiri, jelly-filled donuts, we all love them, and hamburger if you want. There's a cool little button here. When you click them, your slimes will align here, in the middle. When you have a lot of slimes and you can't find them, click that little frill here, call them into the middle, just like Pikmin. Now moving on, I will go to the bag. I have a couple of other items like the pear and the mango that we saw. I can put out the pear in the middle, click it and give it to this beautiful slime here. And it upgrades the stat very quickly. This is my main slime here. I love the slime, my favorite slime. I've been doing everything I do in this game with this specific slime. And as you can see here, something special about the slime here. The alignment is all the way on the right side. You can get that, I mentioned that earlier, by giving the slimes these wings for the hero version, the hero essence. What does it do? Yeah, well, that's a secret for you to find out, just like here. The tutorial says, find more secrets in game. I'm not gonna spoil everything here, I'll try not to. So, we saw the bag, right? Then there's decoration. Probably work in progress. Then moving down here, the upgrades for your tree. I maxed it out. That's why I don't have to worry about it. What I recommend you to do here is to reduce the cooldown first. Focus on that one. After that, the maximum in garden, and then followed up by tick rate if you want to optimize it. But honestly, what I did here was like I got bunch of gold, like 100,000, and I did it all at once. So I didn't really bother with this tree upgrade. What the tree does is giving you apple to feed your slimes. Feeding apples increases stamina, obviously, tiny bit, and they don't get hungry. Here we go. I'm not done yet. There's a new upgrade here, environment. You start off with the forest combination. This is the regular island here, and you can upgrade and unlock all these here. You saw it already with the sweets. I'm going back to it. I have it here because it's a good color palette for my eyes. And it's closer to my hair color here. I'm not gonna show any of them. You find that out yourself. Now then, let's check the map here, right? We have Nightmare Expedition. This is a more difficult version, of course. Imagine just hard mode, where it's way more difficult to travel higher island numbers with special shop items that you can get, specifically in Nightmare Expedition. I didn't do many of these nightmare runs myself. Rogue Expedition, the classic roguelike experience of level 1 stats. Now that's it. That's it. Last time I got an insane record here, reaching island 272. My first attempt reaching island 100, I died at level island 97, I think, 98 even. And when you reach island 100, you get an achievement on Steam as well as in-game. So, before that, hey, we have fishing. We have a fishing minigame right here. You click here, you get a fish. How does that work? Let's see the one in the middle here, the big one. You hover your mouse over it and fill this gauge here. It drops down because if you don't hover over these mines, it will completely delete you. We call them meteorite. Isn't that beautiful? And successfully hovering over these mines increases the meter massively. Here we get a chest and a bonus here. We got a bonus hamburger. Let's see what this one is. Sometimes you have a chill mode where you don't have to look for the comets or mines, whatever it is. And you just have to hover over that little fish here. This is one of my favorite fish because this fish has a lot of space inside and keeps your items fresh, you know? Now then, we have other types of fish in quotation marks, like this crab. And when it shows that warning sign, don't put your mouse in here because it will reduce your rod meter. If you're not in that range, it will go up. So you hold it here and go away. You don't have to click any buttons, you just hover over the fish in quotation marks that you're trying to catch. And each fish has different sizes attached to them, and there are many of them. Try to find that out. And the waterfall sometimes gives you bubbles like this. This is a power bubble. Give your slime that, and it will give you a little bit, tiny bit of experience points for your stats. If you really want to do that for the early game, it's a cheap way to get stats early without any money that you need to spend. Now then, I'll go immediately to the Rogue Expedition to see how well I do with the basic combo. The first stage is always an extermination stage. What I like to do with any of the slime stages where you have to kill them all, I try to get a place where it's safe and put all of these slimes into one area to attack them all together. And when you manage to kill them all, or beat the challenge without any hit received, you get flawless plus 20 gold bonus. It's good for the early game. I can go here, but this place, these tree stumps, are not safe. This one is perfect if you have the dash cooldown because you can keep dashing in one area. You have to capture these points like a race. Right now there's only a single map, and I got hit here, but that does not matter. Why? Because I don't care. This is the easiest route that you can take here. But yeah, usually I would go here all the way to the cannons, but if you drop yourself into the void, you get teleported here regardless. So do that instead if you want to save your time, because your slime is slow after the end of this thingy. Yeah, no, I cheer myself on. Isn't that nice? Why need a friend slime to cheer you on if you can be your own friend? Forever Alone edition. Ah, I got hit. When you have the decision between cheer on and the defense, that always go for cheer on, obviously. Makes sense, yeah? Makes sense. Obviously, we do make sense every single time. Another tiny trick I haven't spoken about is when you move your mouse on your slime while you do your attack, you barely move from your position. I can attack like this, right? On the slime doesn't move much, right? But if I go here, the slime moves a massive distance. If I were on the stump and do attack here, boom. If I do it here, you can keep here. The position of your attack cursor, determines where your slime moves while attacking with your moves, with your melee weapons. Now, I suppose you will understand why the high range is cool. Remember how close I had to get to those enemies earlier? Cheer. Now I don't have to do that anymore. You know, without the range upgrades, I don't think I would have been able to attack below like this. Also, I've never seen the animation colors of the sword strike with the blue tint. It actually looks insanely good. Wow. It was a good decision to go with range, because I now appreciate the basic swords as well. No, the 4 cannon types helps you a lot. And every time you get to a treasure like this after you beat a boss fight, the good thing here is what you see here, that green orb, is what you get in your inventory in your main area, in your island. At the very bottom, I'm level 24. You gain experience points by killing those slimes. And after each level up, you increase your stats here for your attack and defense at least, you know. A little tiny bit, you know. You always increase your stats a little bit by leveling up. So, beyond that, when it's a surviving task that you have to do, each kill reduces the timer a little bit. Later in the islands, on the big islands, the waiting time for the survival is like 80 seconds or even 100 seconds. So by killing enemies rapidly, you can reduce the timer considerably. Look, I'm not a normal person. This slime enemy got hit out of the border, the invisible wall, right? Because of the knockback. Falling down. After falling down, it respawns here, right? That wasn't enough. I jumped down into that invisible area with him. I'm like, you do not rest even when you try to respawn. I will stop you from respawning. Sometimes I feel like I'm too cruel. I didn't even realize we're already at 100. What the hell? Time flies sometimes. Okay, now all in. Don't get hit. There we go. Took me a while to kill. Also, this raw power stat is such a game changer early on if you have it. It's so cool. Unfortunately I have beaten it with island number 100. What do I do? What do I do with my life? This was a testament to the beginner weapons for the slash and the beam. And this is how fast I die, if I let myself hit. But yeah, I'm so happy with what I have right now. It was such a blast playing along right now. And see what else I come across, whatever does happen. So yeah. I did not expect to reach all the way to 100. Take care. Thank you so much for everything.